KWHB TV 47 Tulsa.
From the Downtown Convention Center in Tulsa, Oklahoma, it's Arena 2 football. Tonight, the Bossier City Battle Wings come to town to take on the 8-1 Tulsa Talons. Hello, my friends. Al Jerkins with Dave Rader, getting set for another exciting AF2 game. Dave Rader, Bossier City comes in with a quarterback that a lot of folks in our area know a lot about.
A lot of people will remember Sherrod Poteet playing at Union High School and had a fine career there, and is a young man who is, can we say, made for this game. He has a strong, quick release. He's very, very tough. He loves playing football. That's why he's so successful in this league.
Now, the Talons have not lost since they played this team, Bossier City. In fact, second game of the season, 27-14 final. The Talons have found some offense since that game.
Boy, have they found offense. 14, you're saying the Talons at one time only scored 14 points, because you look back at these last few games and say there's no way. They score 14 a quarter, if not more. So we'll see, has truly the Tulsa Talon offense improved that much? You know, can they make up some ground on that fine Battle Wing defense?
Now, we have heard that Bossier City was no fluke 2 weeks ago. They come in with a very tough defense. But we have been told to keep an eye on a newcomer for the Tulsa Talons. His number is 56. His name is Noel Scarlett out of Langston. This guy is one mean machine.
He looks every bit of the part, Al. You watch him here in pregame warm-ups. He is built like a football player, like you want him to be a defensive lineman. Young man has NFL experience and even started a game for the Dallas Cowboys versus the Oakland Raiders. Has spent some time with the Chiefs and looks every bit qualified to play in the NFL. He needs some playing experience. That's why he's in AF2. Someone will come and pick him up. So while he's here, keep your eye on him, because he is a very, very good football player.
Now, Dave and folks, this is the 5th straight home game for the Tulsa Talons. Following this game, the remainder of the season, there is only one home game remaining. Now, at 8-1, obviously you want to win all your home games, but the way the schedule is planned out, this is almost a must game.
Yeah, you're right. It is a must game. A couple reasons, because it's an avenge. You got to avenge the loss that you had on the road versus this team. This is the last time you play here for another month. So you put those things together, you got to keep that momentum into the long road trip coming up. So this is a must game for the Tulsa Talons.
Dave Rader, you ready to go?
We're ready to go.
We're ready to go. We'll have the opening kickoff right after this. Stay with us on TV 47. It's Bossier City and the Tulsa Talons.
Hello, friends. I've been watching you struggle with your weight problems for decades now. And finally, after 4 years of constant daily research, I've found a solution for you, a solution that's so delicious, you won't believe that they're really good for you. The most delicious way to turn lumps to lines that you could possibly imagine. I know there are lots of candy bars out there on the market. None of them equal the taste of the Maximum Living Nutrition Bites. They come in 3 delicious flavors: vanilla nut, peanut butter, and chocolate. No hydrogenated oils, no corn syrups, none of the bad stuff, and yet they taste absolutely delicious. They're called Nutrition Bites, and in them I have the instruction sheet as to exactly how to make those pounds just roll right off. Order your Nutrition Bites today.
I'm in Herat, Afghanistan, at one of the largest refugee camps in the world. Around me is unimaginable suffering. The drought, the Taliban, and the war has driven these people to desperation. Every day, thousands come here with nothing. They have no food, no shelter, no socks and shoes for their children in below freezing temperatures. Every night, over 40 little boys and girls die from hunger and the cold. Will you help in this emergency? Please call the toll-free number on your screen. Your gift of $15, $25, $50, maybe even $100 would be so helpful. And Feed the Children will literally rush life-saving food, tents, blankets, and other basic supplies to the children of Afghanistan. Call the toll-free number on your screen right now and help us save a child's life. Please, let the fingers of your heart dial that toll-free number and be as generous as you possibly can. God bless you for helping the children of Afghanistan.
And we're ready to go for Game 9 of the, or should say Game 10, with the Talons at 8-1 and completing a 5-game homestand. And welcome to the Convention Center. And we expect a tremendous battle physically played today. You have a team that's coming out here already looks like the Oakland Raiders, Dave, and they are big in Bossier City. And of course we have the Talons that have won 7 games in a row.
Well, you're talking about, when you say 9, the 9th win. And when you're into this part of the season, you get your 9th win. It's a tremendous, tremendous confidence boost, especially with the road trips coming up. You look on the field, both teams look like pro teams. Should look. I mean, these teams are good-looking teams. They have big guys. It looks like there's a lot of speed on the field. And looking at Coach Skip Foster there, you know that he's going to come with a game plan that's going to attack. It should be quite a ball game right here.
The Talons won the toss, but they have decided to defer. They will kick off and play on defense in the early going. A little bit surprising there, Dave, in this offensive-minded game.
It really is, but I think maybe they're thinking, we want the one more. If we can get one more drive, we want it in the second half, so that's why they defer.
Tony Dodson's is set to kick off. Back deep for, I was going to say the Oakland Raiders.
Yeah,
they look like
them.
They look like the Raiders, don't they? This is Stevenson, grabs it 5 yards deep in the end zone, gets to the 10, 15, and look out down the boundary. Finally caught there by Dodson. Also Golson in on the stop, but an excellent return on the part of Stevenson as Bossier City gets started inside Tulsa Talon territory off the opening kickoff. Your quarterback, once again, a star at Union High School, went to Southern Illinois to play his college ball, Sherrard Poteet. And this kid likes to run as much as he likes to throw. So the Talons have to beware of the rushing abilities of this quarterback. That's Stevenson, the man in motion from bottom to the top of your screen, and he catches it out there. Tackle is made beautifully there by Sean Love. Gain of maybe 1, but Love was really active on that defensively.
Well, an impressive tackle by Sean Love. You have to like the way Pat Tilley took the first play, because they blocked in on the safety, who is the better tackler, and really Sean Love is known to be a receiver and try to go one-on-one with him, and Sean comes up and makes a very fine tackle.
By the way, Dave Rader mentioned Pat Tilley, and if you are a football fan, and we presume you are since you're watching this football game, Pat Tilley, the former NFL star with the Cardinals. Poteet goes over the middle, finds Stevenson, gets close to the first down, but not quite. It'll be about a yard short as they reach the 15.
Kevin Stevenson, the receiver, is listed at 5'11". We were on the field before the game. He seems to be every bit of 5'11" and 9'6", but he's a big receiver. You would think that on situations like that, they're going to try to find him and just take those chunks right up the middle. Here it is on your screen. He'll come out of the left part of your screen, and you can see he's a strong-legged young man, hard to bring down.
3rd and 1, the handoff, and they have stopped him behind the line of scrimmage. Charles Foster got nowhere. The youngster out of Baylor, loss of 2, so that brings up a 4th down.
What a play by Josh McMillan. He comes from his right end position there, unblocked, and was not fooled at all. Didn't go for the quarterback, saw the running back coming right at him, and he brings him down.
Tremendous defensive surge on the part of the Talons. Sets up a 4th and 3. Dennis Short will be the man in motion to the bottom of your screen. Poteet calling signals on this 4th and 3. Passes intercepted. Back the other way. Itis Atkinson stiff arms his way to the 3-yard line, and we will also have a face mask penalty, I do believe. Itis just stepped in front of the receiver, went down the boundary, and so, as it turns out, that decision after winning the coin toss proves out to be a very good one indeed.
Great decision. Excellent timing there by atTulsa. I mean, he read that play extremely well. They had the pump and go on now. It may have been a different story, but atTulsa read it extremely well and then makes a nice catch. That ball was not an easy ball to catch. What a big turnaround here early in the game.
Poteet had to make the tackle. It was also called for a face mask, so they moved the ball halfway to the goal line, so it's 1st and goal from the 1.5. So the Talons are in business in the early going. Glad you could join us on TV 47 as Buick call signal sends Love in motion, and Bayless gets to the end zone. Touchdown, Tulsa Talons. So like that, atTulsa Atkinson with a defensive play and the running play right off the bat, and Bayless scores for Tulsa, and they lead it 6-0.
Had a nice line surge right there, Al. If you watch the center and the left guard on this, you'll see when they come off the ball, they get a little bit of a push right there, and then there's the hole. You just have to cross the plane. That's all you have to do. You don't have to land on the red, just cross the plane. One play, one touchdown. You kind of like that when you call them plays.
The kick by Dotson, extra point is good. 7-0. Tulsa on top at 11:50 gone, or 11:50 to go in the first quarter.
Al, so far this season, Tulsa has a 2-to-1 ratio on takeaways as opposed to giveaways. You know, in any level of football, if you're taking the away ball twice as many times you're giving away, then you're going to have a winning record. And it proves there tonight with the early lead. The interception gives Tulsa a touchdown lead when they haven't run but one offensive play.
Well, Tulsa has already scored half as many points as they scored against Bossier City in the second game of the season. And what a great confidence builder that will be for Tulsa in this ball game, because let's face it, this is the team that beat them in the second game of the season. Tulsa admitted they played horribly in Bossier City, but give Bossier City credit. They came in with great defensive game plan, but right off the bat, Tulsa comes up with a great defensive play of their own, and then they get the touchdown, the rushing touchdown by Bayless.
You can't really blame that touchdown. You know, if you're a Shreveport fan, you can't really blame that one on the defense. That's a turnover. Now, for most teams, you think their quarterback might be a little bit shook, you know, throwing that pass and giving it up, putting your team. But Sherrod Poteet is such a competitor, I wouldn't be surprised they come right back and try to go with the deep ball.
Stevenson and Morris are back deep as Dotson gets set to kick for Tulsa, leading at 7-0 at the 11:50 mark. First quarter, his kick is a sidewinder, and it would be good if it were a field goal try, but obviously it is not. We have a whistle, and so Bossier City will have it at their own 5.
I don't know if we've ever seen that, Al.
Get hung up in the net like that.
Now they're going to try to knock it out. There's the second shot, third shot.
You mean they can't jump up there and get that 25 feet high?
I'm saying no. Here comes the...
Come on now.
Uh-oh.
I think they've given up. All right, we're ready to go.
I bet it's going to be one of the tries, the giveaway tries here. They're going to take somebody out of the stands after a while and try to knock it out.
There you go. Where's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar when you need him? All right, Poteet calling signals as Stevenson is in motion for Bossier City. The pitch, nowhere. And once again, Bossier City likes to run the football. They feel they have a big enough line to control the line of scrimmage, but so far Tulsa has been up to the challenge as Foster got maybe 3 yards on the play.
I feel like there was a bit of a discussion there on the sidelines, Al, maybe with one of the fans. Must have been watching the golf tournament today.
You see Richardson in on the tackle along with McMillan.
Never thought I'd have to go to a golf tournament and learn how to cheer in a football game.
Boy, they've been nasty in New York, haven't they?
Been all over.
Second down and 7. Poteet finds his man. Stevenson in and out of his hands. Incomplete. Hollenquist was there defensively. At any rate, it'll be 3rd down and a long 6.
Tulsa's playing with a great amount of confidence in their defensive backfield. Hollenquist right there. Had the receiver covered extremely well. It did bounce off the receiver's chest, but he was right there on him. They're really playing tight, really playing close. They must have, you know, a the confidence that they can run with them all over the field. They're playing so tight on them.
Dennis Short will be the man in motion, and here he comes, bottom of your screen. Petit, little footwork problem, but he goes deep, and he has Short, and he has the catch. Atkinson there defensively, down at the 2. Big play, Petit to Short, and it'll be 1st and goal for Bossier City at the Talons 2.
I don't know if that's called a drop roll or a stumble roll or whatever, but Petit had a little trouble coming out from underneath the snap. Looked like he was going to fall down right there and spun around. Has the presence of mind to find the deep receiver, and the ball was placed in there exactly where it needed to be placed.
So Bossier City not going away here in the first quarter. They trail at 7-0. The Talons giving up the big play. The Petit to Short play sets up a 1st and goal from the 2. 2 wide receivers to the bottom of your screen, and Short will join him as he grabs the pitch. Has to go back the other way. Good pressure by Tulsa, and the tackle is made at the 5. Richardson is there. So is Golson. And getting up from the pile, Itis Atkinson. He wanted to go right, obviously, had to backtrack and go left, and it allowed the Tulsa defense to get a better view of the play, and they made the tackle. They mark it at the 4, so it'll be 2nd and goal from the 4.
Ramon Richardson out of Broken Arrow makes a very nice play there, as if he knew the sweep was coming. Played the block extremely well, kept his outside arm free, turned it back inside, resulting in a no gain.
There you have the guy that makes the play, doesn't get credit for a tackle, but he should get credit for a play. Well done. Petit, play fake, end zone, incomplete, and into the crowd. So it'll be 3rd down and 4.
That's what's so tough about this game, Al, because your square footage drastically reduced when you get in this part, and you just have so many bodies per square foot that sometimes it's hard to find even a small football a place to go. Right there, again, Tulsa playing extremely well with their man-to-man defense. There was no place to go to the ball, and Petit more or less had to throw it out of bounds.
Third and goal. Will Short be in motion? Yes, he is. Does the deep semicircle this time. T calls signals, looks over the middle, looks, throws, and over Short's head, incomplete. We're going to have a flag. Was that pass interference?
It was hard to believe it's going to be interference. That might be holding.
As the officials discuss the situation, the referee is Fred Wiedauer. Bruce Self is the umpire.
Holding, number 92 of the defense. Holding an eligible receiver. Penalty will be half the distance to the goal line. Automatic 1st down.
There's the defensive lineman Richardson was holding the receiver, wouldn't let him go.
Well, that has to hurt. After a 3rd and goal from the 4, it turns into a 1st and goal back at the 2.
Now you have to hold him 7 times. That's tough to do, Al.
There you see the score, 7-0, Tulsa on top. Petit sends Short in motion. He's going to keep, looking for a 16th rushing touchdown, and comes up 4 yards short. Petit comes in 1st in the AF2 in rushing touchdowns with 15, attempting to make it 16 there, but again, it looked like his feet got tangled up a little bit, Dave. Maybe too much tape applied to those shoes of his, but at any rate, he comes up short, and there for the tackle, the Talons on the far side, and so a loss of 2, 2nd down and goal from the 4. We're back where we started.
We are. If you're a Tulsa fan, you're going to say that play was made right there at big 99. Richard McCleskey knifing through and tripping up Petit on that one. Nice play by Richard.
Short's going to get the running start off the handoff. He is knocked down by Itis Atkinson, and McCleskey is there, and I believe Golson was there as well. Interesting setup, Dave. They gave the man in motion the football to get ahead of steam going into the line of scrimmage.
And use Big Foster, the fullback, as the blocking back. But I tell you what, you're seeing some outstanding defense. You won't see better defense in AF2 than what you're seeing right now. We're coming up on 3rd down here, and if they can hold them here and force the field goal, it's a battle won. It's a victory for them.
Here we go, 3rd and goal. Foster is the lone running back, but we have short again. Fake pitch. Poteet keeps, goes to the end zone, has Stevenson touchdown. Well-designed play. They had been running the football inside the 5-yard line until that play, and they went the other direction and found Stevenson wide open.
Well, Keontae Golson should have been flagged on that. I think even the officials were surprised because he ended up thinking that Sherrod Poteet had the ball, and so he crashed through the line of scrimmage, going to tackle the quarterback, and then remembered all at once he can't blitz. And thus, where was his man?
In the end zone, wide open.
With the ball.
The extra point is no good, so Tulsa holds on to the lead by the slimmest of margins. It is 7-6, 4:57 to go, first quarter.
You know, Tulsa has a little bit of advantage in the kicking game. On the PATs, Tulsa's hitting about 9 out of 10. Okay, Bossier City's hitting 6 out of 10. So that may be a couple points during the game.
And you may recognize the name. Scott Tyner out of Oklahoma State is the kicker for the Bossier City Battle Wings. So there you see part of the crowd here at the convention center for the next to last home game of the regular season. Obviously, the fans are hoping that there'll be a playoff game or two in this building.
Yeah, it'd be exciting to have another playoff game in here. This league is so wide open. Of course, it covers a vast amount of the country, and who knows, who the matchup will be.
At this point, at this stage of the season, Tulsa's in first place of their division with an 8-1 record. Bossier City is second with a 6-4 mark. So coming in, Tulsa with a 3-game lead with 7 to play. But as we mentioned on several occasions through our telecast, Tulsa's home schedule is slim and none the last 6 games of the season. 1 home game in the final 6 because of this 5 games straight at home. Another reason why Tulsa needs to win this ball game desperately. It is 7-6, Tulsa on top early going, thanks to the Bossier City miscue on the extra point.
Tulsa have a chance to play offense now. We'll see what they brought to the park. Bossier City's played a lot of offensive plays. Tulsa's only played 1. Could be a little rusty coming off the bench now.
All right, the kick by Tyner is off the netting. Here comes Allner, 10, 15, 17, 18-yard line before he's brought down by the Bossier City Battle Wings, and that's where Tulsa will take over. They lead it 7-6. Tulsa running only 1 offensive play thus far in this game, and that was because of the Itis Atkinson interception, setting up a 1st and goal from the 2. From there, Bayless scored on the first play, and so this will be Buick's second series, second play. Brandon Daniels to the top of your screen. He'll be the man in motion. Allner and Charlie Higgins back in the lineup after a season-long injury with his hand and wrist. Pass intended for Daniels, incomplete.
It's really our first extended look at Big Noel Scarlett playing offense, playing left tackle there.
Keep an eye on number 56, as David told you in our open. He is big, he is strong, he's been in the NFL, he weighs 305 pounds, and he can motor for a big guy. I want to see him on defense, to be quite honest, but he's on offense now as Buick sends Daniel in motion, and Buick will go to him. It will be a first down at the 20.
Well, it seems as though Anthony Buick has a quicker release than even that he had at the first of the season. Right there, excellent read. The ball was delivered extremely quick and delivered on the right spot where it had to be. He just looks really sharp right now. See if he can carry it through as far as his part of the first half.
Allner will be your man in motion this time for Tulsa at the bottom of your screen. There he goes with Higgins. Buick, he has Allner open over the middle, overthrow.
Just missed him. Tulsa likes to throw this route. As you're watching on your screen here, Allner comes from the bottom part of the screen and just going to run the deep post. And both the outside receivers had run a hitch pattern holding the corners up tight, and it's just going to be a one-man route to the back corner of the end zone, and just didn't leave the ball enough. We'll see that play later on, I'm sure. Didn't recognize that fan.
No. Allner, the man in motion. 2nd down and 10 from the 19. Underneath, Daniels gets another first down, bounces off the wall, and he is marked out of bounds at about the 8-yard line, but I do believe it is good enough for first down. Now they say he went out of bounds at the 7-yard line, so that's where they will mark it.
Get another 1st and goal situation. Again, look out the right side of your screen. Number 2, Brandon Daniels, strong-legged young man, can break enough of that tackle to make those extra 2 yards to turn it into a first down.
And I've noticed as this is our 2nd season, the players seem to react to the board, how to use the boards a lot more than they used to.
That's a great point.
At first it appeared they were shying away from it, but now that they realize they can use it to their advantage, they do. Pass almost intercepted, and is intercepted by Kevin Johnson. Intended for Daniels, bouncing around, and Johnson comes up with a big interception to keep the Talons out of the end zone. And so they will have it 1st and 10 from their own 3.
Anthony's not going to like his decision on that one, because he's going to look back on the top of the screen here. Charlie Higgins comes open. Looked like the left part of your screen, and he just for whatever reason didn't see him. He comes back to his backside receiver, and about the time he delivers it, he gets KO'd on his left shoulder, causing the ball to be errant and picked off. Even now in the turnovers.
And look at this tight formation on the part of Bossier City. Now they send Nixon in motion, and he will get it one-on-one with Atkinson, and Atkinson there with a decent enough tackle. Also over there, Charlie Higgins to finish it off, but still a gain of 6 yards, just short of the 10-yard line.
Man, it's good to see Charlie Higgins out there. He is just such a fine tackler and fine ball carrier and excellent receiver, and good to have him back out there.
The Talons have a battle on their hands, folks, with Bossier City. They are the 2nd place team in the division at 6-4. This is the team, the only team this season to beat Tulsa. It happened 2nd game of the season in Bossier City. 27-14 was the final. Stevenson, the man in motion. Poteet's going to go deep far side. Has a man, almost a great one-handed grab on the play there. Atkinson was on defensively. The pass was intended for Nixon.
Boy, the play right there was made by Noel Scarlett. He shed the blocker and was in the face of the quarterback, Shard Poteet, and it looked like in a second. And that's why the quarterback was going backwards when he threw it. Outstanding throw and almost a great catch. But that pressure right there by your defensive line is going to win football games for you, Al.
This will be the final play of the 1st quarter, we presume. 7-6 is our score. Clock rolling down under 5 now as Poteet calls signals. Stevens in motion. He drops it, loses it. Who's got it? I believe Tulsa has pounded on it. Yes, they have. They have pounced on it at the 8-yard line. Butler is the man who comes up with the play off the fumbled snap of Poteet. And as the quarter ends, it will be Tulsa Talon football. Let's take another look before we go to a break, and let's see what we can have. It was obviously Poteet having trouble picking up the football off the snap, couldn't pick it up off the turf, and it was Tulsa pounding on it. Let's thank some of our TV 47 sponsors who make the broadcast possible. Henry Primo's, Crown Bristow, Harmony House Guitars, and Garby's. We'll be back with the 2nd quarter right after this.
Quick update on what's happening here at Henry Primo's Crown Bristow. Our new service facility is under construction, inventories are high, and Mickey is back. 2002 has been great, and we're continuing to expand. With the entire Chrysler line, Jeep, Chrysler, and Dodge, we have a vehicle for everyone. As for the price, well, we don't have to yell and scream. You just come to see us. Henry Primo's Crown Bristow, 901 South Roland, 15 minutes from the Creek Turnpike at I-44. So you can visit us on the web at crownbristow.com.
Just when you thought Mineral Rich couldn't get any better, we've added aloe vera to it. So you're getting 1,000 micrograms of B12 for energy, for high color, for beautiful sparkling eyes. You're getting biotin in there for beautiful hair, for beautiful nails. You're getting all of the minerals and none of the bad minerals. It's very easy to make a cheap mineral, but we've brought you the very best, so you will feel your very best. Remember, it's an energizer, it's a mood elevator, and You'll get it all now with aloe vera. Get it by the case. Right now, it's a special price of $2.75 from Making Healthy Choices.
To order your case of Mineral Rich with aloe vera for only $275, have your credit card ready and call 1-800-965-2345.
You haven't even begun to see the benefits until you're taking Making Healthy Choices Mineral Rich.
Hi, I'm Marvin Phillips, and I'd like to invite you to watch Peak of the Week Live every Monday night at 9:30 on KWHB Channel 47 or Cable Channel 7. And don't forget, God loves you, and I love you, and that's the way it's going to be.
See the most local sports action, including the Tulsa Talons, Tulsa Drillers, and the 6A champs, Jinx High School football, exclusively on KWHB TV 47.
And we are back. Tulsa recovering a Poteet fumble on the final play of the first quarter, and now it will be Joe Fears at quarterback for the Talons.
The two-quarterback system has worked extremely well for the Talons. Skip Foster is going to stay with it. Joe Fears during the commercial timeout comes out, stretches a little bit, takes some snaps, throws the ball around, says, "Coach, I'm ready to go." The unit that started the game is back in there, so for the Talons, it's almost like a second start.
Now, the last time these two teams played, Joe Fears did not see any action because Skip Foster had not implemented the two-quarterback system that early in the season. Sean Love is the man in motion. All three receivers to the top of your screen. They swing it out to Allner. 5. They say he went out of bounds. They say he went out of bounds at the 2. Allner doesn't believe it, but the official makes the call, and so it will be second down and goal from the 2.
I'll tell you what, you have to like the way Skip Foster calls plays. Put the man in motion, Sean Love. Looks like he's going to make a shake, go to the back corner of the end zone. He ends up making an excellent block. You're a defender. What do you do, Al? You say, I've got to cover him. Then all at once he's in my face blocking me. Makes the nice block, and then Allner almost puts it into the red to make it, a touchdown lead right there.
So can Tulsa take advantage of their second recovery as Fears keeps, throws, Allner touchdown. Faked the run, stopped at the 2, saw Allner open, flipped it to him, and like that, Tulsa leads it 13-6.
Kind of like an option winner now, kind of an inverted option there. Quarterback runs the counter and
draw the defenders to you and just flip the pass 2 yards ahead of you.
Pretty safe play.
Dotson will try to make it a 14-6 game. Here's the kick. High snap. Fears does a good job of getting it down. It's good. So Tulsa has an 8-point advantage. And I'll say it, this is as many points as they scored in the entire game against Bossier City 7 weeks ago.
Tulsa fans have to say, let's hope that doesn't repeat itself. Let's hope just on their way to scoring a whole bunch more points. But have that 8-point lead right now. You have to feel good about that. Your defense has turned it over for you twice, and really could have a 2-touchdown lead if you hadn't turned it over yourself. So it's, right now you play with a lot of confidence. I would say if you're looking up front at the line of scrimmage, I think Tulsa has a little bit of advantage with their offensive and defensive lines.
And so far, Tulsa, all 3 scores coming off turnovers.
You bet.
Tulsa had thrown that interception leading to the Bossier City touchdown. TV 47's next Tulsa Drillers broadcast is Saturday, June 22nd. Join Mark Neely and J.V. Haney for every pitch right here on KWHB TV 47. Tulsa Driller Baseball right here.
How about those Drillers win the first half?
How about congratulations? I never realized it was since 1977 that they hadn't won a first half title. Now they've won several second half titles and have won the Texas League Championship. Wow. But the first time they've won the first half. Wow. Since 1977.
Who was the manager that year? We'll get that out later.
Where, huh?
Didn't really have a stadium that year.
No, the bleachers were a little.
Bleachers
yeah.
in.
All right, Dotson kicking off high on the far side. Stevenson is there, 5 yards deep. This time it is not a good return thanks to the Golson tackle at the 7.
Was that a fine tackle or what?
It was beautifully done by Golson.
Keontae had to take on Tyner, the big blocker, and really athletic move was all he needed because, you know, he's a lot faster than the big lineman. And then to come around to the inside and go back outside and make the tackle is a very, very nice play.
First and 10 from the 7.5-yard line. Petit pump fakes. Going to go deep to Morris. Love is there defensively. Overthrows him by a wide margin. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Just underway, second quarter. Tulsa leads at 14-6, taking advantage of 2 Bossier City miscues. One an interception by I.T. Sackinson setting it up, and another a Butler fumble recovery deep in Talon territory.
Now you have a few things going your way, but you know, if right now, if the Tulsa defense would hold, then big momentum swing their way, and it just could set the pace for the rest of the game.
Petit's going to go deep, has Stevenson open, has to come from behind to make the play. He does, gets by Holenquist and gets to the end zone. Touchdown, big play, Petit to Stevenson. And once again, Bossier City strikes quickly.
Wow. What a nice move by number 7. He's going to be on the right side of your screen. Look at this move right there. That is one fine move. You give the head and shoulder fake to the left and break to the right. Wide open, the ball's delivered on time. That's a big play right there, Al. That changes the whole game.
And despite the fact that they are trailing by 2, they decide to go for just 1. Tyner.
They haven't gone for 2 all year.
It's good. Surprising as well, Dave, as many times as this team rushes the football. You would think they would have some design plays for a 2-point conversion. At any rate, they make the 1. We have a player down at the 5. It's 14-13, Tulsa by 1.
Pat Tilley, I would think, is a conservative coach. And my guess, I don't want to put words in his mouth, that he's not going to go for 2 till it's in the 4th quarter. It can affect the outcome of the game because you start going for 2, and then all at once you're losing one.
Wasn't he an offensive player in the National Football League?
Yep.
What's with this conservative stuff?
Well, I'm just my guess. Just knowing Pat, because type of personality that he is, and that's just my guess on what he is. But you know, I think I'm right here on this, Al. There's a little bit of a trivia question. There's a little bit of connection with Southern Illinois University and Pat Tilley and quarterbacks.
John Hart played for the St. Louis Cardinals, right? Wasn't he?
No, it wasn't Pat. Didn't Pat play with him a little bit when he first came out? Jim Hart, right?
Jim Hart, yeah. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Jim Hart was the quarterback for Cardinals for many years, and I believe he was the athletic director at Southern Illinois for many years.
And I think when Pat first went to the Cardinals, when they were in St. Louis, I think Jim Hart was the quarterback, and now he's coaching Sherrod Poteet, who is a Southern Illinois player himself.
All right, Tyner's kick is deep. It's going to be played off the screen by Allner. Grabs it at the goal line, cuts back this way to the 10, 15, 20. Stepped out of bounds at the 19.
He is a shifty guy, isn't he? What a nice return. About the time you think he's pinned in, has nowhere to run, he turns on the jets, goes around the right corner. Here, watch him go around your left side of your screen there. Little move. Up near the 20, Al.
And that's where Tulsa will start. Joe Fears is your quarterback. Golson and Allner at the top of your screen. Allner will be the man in motion. Love to the bottom of your screen. Over the middle. Allner makes a great move and is gone for a touchdown. What a move by Mitch Allner. He let two men flat-footed at midfield, made the turn, and got to the end zone. You mentioned it earlier what a shifty guy he was on the kickoff. That was a shifty guy on that pass reception.
I'll tell you what. Look at, now you keep an eye on number 20. Right here is going to be the right side of your screen, and just gives him a little dip in the hip, and he spins around. There's nobody behind him. Has the speed that no one can catch him. What a big-time move.
And we have a player down and out on the field.
Well, you hate to see this.
Carl Wheeler at 6 foot 295, played his college ball at Texas A&M Commerce, and it is apparently an injury to that left knee of his, and he is in aches and pains.
Didn't see what happened there. He may have. You know, sometimes you can just plant the wrong way and your knee buckles on you there. Yeah, they're pulling around on it, like checking to see what kind of damage is in his knee.
They're moving it around pretty good, though, aren't they, for a knee injury? Or?
See, right there, that's where they're checking it. They're checking for the ACL when they move it like that. Been around the game a long time now. When they grab their head like that, that is not good. An athlete hears things in their body. They know how their body works, and when they feel something wrong and there's something inside, you can hear something go wrong. And a lot of time they're in pain, but a lot of time they just know something's wrong. And as an athlete, you take a lot of pride of being in shape and taking care of yourself. When something's wrong, there's just some anger that comes out because you don't want to be hurt. But right now he's putting his weight on it, and maybe he dodged a bullet right there. Wouldn't that be great?
Here's that play again by Allner. You see he just cut up field and left his defenders in the dust.
You know, and you're sitting there thinking, you know, will Tulsa come back and go with the big play themselves? You know, Skip Foster does it time and time again. He'll counter a big play with a big play. But I guess if you have number 20 out there, just throw it to him 5 yards and let him put a hip and dip on him, and he turns it into the big play.
And so, with the score 20-10, Dotson will go for the extra point to try to make it 21-13. The kick is perfect. So Tulsa gets back an 8-point advantage. 21-13 with 10:48 to go in the second quarter. And so far, Tulsa has had the answer.
Well, Tulsa's going to have to answer with their defense now, Al. You know, let's face it, they've been given quite a few opportunities, or they've made quite a few opportunities on the turnovers, whichever way you want to look at it. They haven't really stopped this Shreveport offense, and to win this game, they're going to have to make a couple of stops.
They haven't prevented the long play. They've done well on those short yardage situations, and the running game, they've taken Bossier City out of that, but you're right, they've given up two big plays to set up the touchdowns.
See, this team they're playing, they're used to some of these things. You have to remember that just a scant 3 weeks ago, Shreveport's playing at home. They're playing Memphis, and the game turns out to be 67-61. That's a lot of score now.
Even for this game. All right, Stevenson will be the man back again. Short will be there as well for Bossier City. And as he has all season long, Tony Dotson doing an excellent job. Field goals, extra points, and kickoffs. Stevenson will play it 8 yards deep. Finds a hole, gets to the 14, and he's met by Richardson there. Golson also in on the stop. It'll be first down and 10 for the Battle Wings at their own 14-yard line.
Every other kickoff return, Shreveport has taken it to their right. This time they bring it to their left. Have a little bit more success, almost to the 15-yard line.
Richardson, McMillan, and McCluskey, the 3 linemen for Tulsa. Poteet back. Has good protection, throws to Stevenson, and like that, Bossier City scores to pull to within 2. Once again, Hollenquist, the man beaten by Stevenson. Poteet had good protection, rolled to his left, and found an open receiver.
That little drop roll they're doing is giving Poteet just enough time to wait on these deep posts to come open, and they are coming open. I think they feel like that they have a man advantage in the way that they're calling their routes right now, Al, and they're going to keep calling this until they can't do it.
So much for the conservative game plan on the part of Bossier City and their running game. They have found an opening and a soft spot in the Tulsa Talons defense. Tyner's kick makes it a 1-point contest. And so 3 quick strikes, 2 on the part of Bossier City. At any rate, Tulsa leads it again by 1. 21-20 is the score. And Dave Rader, Tulsa's going to have to tighten up their big play defense.
Well, they're playing a bunch of man-to-man, and right now, Bossier City, people in Bossier, they don't like that.
Yeah, but we're in Tulsa, Dave.
They're going to, they're going to keep exploiting that advantage that they think they have. And right now, with the last 2 plays, their confidence level is extremely high. They're going to come back and keep doing it now. In the past, Jeff Jarnigan's come back and kind of mixed it up to go to some zone, try to help out. But one thing that we haven't seen a whole lot of is that Tulsa pass rush putting pressure on the quarterback. They had it one time tonight. Bossier City respects it so much, so they're putting Poteet on some drop rolls and pinning the outside guys in from the outside in. When I'm saying the outside rushers by Tulsa, pinning them inside and getting Poteet on the outside. Now he can throw the deep ball. That's smart play calling.
All right, here we go. Tulsa will get the football again with Allner and Love back deep, and the ball hits the scoreboard. So Tulsa will have decent field position with 9:29 to go in the first half. They will place it at the Tulsa 20-yard line, and that's not a bad spot to be in this game.
Still have the starting unit in there for Tulsa. Hadn't changed out the linemen or the receivers yet. Still 9.5 minutes ago. They're going to, I would assume, go one more series with them, wouldn't you think?
Still plenty of time to go in this half. The first half, or the first quarter, went by rather quickly, but both teams with their quick strikes for scores in the second quarter. Joe Fears is your quarterback, and that's Love, another OSU grad, and he gets the pass from Fears, and he is to the 15 and battles his way inside the 15-yard line. They will mark it, however, at the 16. That's where they say he stepped out of bounds, but it is good enough for a first down, and Tulsa is striking at the door again.
Very well thrown ball right here. Look at Joe Fears. If you're a young quarterback, want to learn how to throw the ball, he does a nice job there and setting up, planting his back foot, keeping his weight equally balanced, and then he stays on top of the ball and delivers it nicely, and that's why the ball has so much zip on it with the proper spin.
Fears sends Love in motion, so we have 3 receivers to the bottom of your screen. Fears going to go to the end zone. Almost a great grab by Sean Love. He was open for a split second.
Man.
The pass had to be thrown that high to get past the defender, and it almost appeared Love would come up with a sensational catch.
Yeah, and it looked like he almost hurt himself going in the wall like that. You go head first in that wall. Now that has to hurt. Look at him coming to the left side of your screen, and then, right there. Boy, that's dangerous.
That's when the wall doesn't have a whole lot of give, when you're going as fast as you can head first. But as we like to remind folks, there is 4 inches of padding.
Yes.
Second down and 10. Ball at the 15. Fears. Throws underneath, hits Love, and what a hit. What a hit on the part of Val Morris for Bossier City. Gain of a little bit more than 5, so it'll be third down and a long 4.
Look at this throw right here. Well thrown. Val Morris. Excellent timing on the tackle right there. Big third down play, Al.
Let's see what Tulsa has going here with Love to the top of your screen. Allner and Golson, the receivers, to the bottom. Allner will be the man in motion, going from top to bottom. Fears swings it out, and it's dropped by Love. And was that a lateral or a forward pass? They're going to rule it incomplete, although the Bossier City coaches are insisting it was of the lateral motion. However, they are claiming it's an incomplete pass.
Coach has a good point there, because I believe that it's a ball. I don't know how would they rule that, because it did hit. They had
Did
to
it go
rule
in the
it out
crowd,
of bounds.
however? But I believe it hit a fan out of bounds at any rate. But you're right, Love got a little bit lackadaisical on that play, because it's too close to just take it for granted it's a forward pass. At any rate, it is a 4th down and 5, and they will go for it. They are going for it with 6:15 to go in the second quarter. Fears has the protection, throws a lunging Allner, cannot hold on, and so Bossier City has held the Tulsa Talons. Tulsa, their offense goes to the bench with a 1-point advantage, going for it on a 4th and 5.
Well, everybody in the stadium knows they're going to go to number 20, and he does all he can to get open. Just excellent coverage right there, and he had to throw the ball a little bit far outside. He couldn't come up with it. You know, that was the play of the first half right there, Al, I think, in my opinion. And it could be the momentum swing right now, because the momentum's gradually being going towards the visitor side now, just a 1-point deficit. Are they going to go deep again?
Well, now that they have gone deep, maybe it will, at least for Bossier City, open up the short stuff now as they go to Stevenson. And he gets to the 15-yard line. He will gain 5 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
Good call right there, Al. Tulsa was definitely backed off a little bit more than they had been, so Bossier just throws it underneath right here on a little quick throw. Nice little gain. 2nd and 5.
Daniels, Atkinson, and Holenquist are the defensive backs for Tulsa in this. Charlie Higgins in the middle. And we have Scarlett, one of their tough defensive linemen. They just saw him, but they go deep and have Nixon open as he beats Atkinson, but Atkinson catches up to the play. A little bit too much air underneath that football as far as Poteet is concerned, because Nixon was open. Atkinson with the recovery, and it's a good thing that ball was underthrown just a little bit.
Why was it underthrown? Because your man Scarlett
was in there.
He had just enough of him where he couldn't fall through. Look at 5'6" right here in his face. See, now the quarterback can't sit up, so the ball softens a little bit, and IT comes around and pulls the ball loose.
I'm telling you, number 56 is a player. This is his first game with the Talons. He has NFL experience, as Dave Grader mentioned at the start of this broadcast. Number 56, he's the man in the middle. Played his football at Langston, and we have a whistle. And Dave is making the indication, illegal procedure, offense.
No doubt about it. Look at the umpire.
False start, number 66.
It's a big deal now, going from 3rd and 5 to
5-yard penalty, repeat 3rd down.
Now the guess is they're going to put 7 in motion. Stevenson going to try to find him somewhere. That seems to be, their money guy right now. Now the Tulsa fans are saying, can big 5'6" get some pressure right here?
3rd and 10. Poteet again fumbles the snap. Again it is loose. And the Talons claim they have it. No, they don't, but it's 4th down.
Both center snap fumbles have occurred when who's been the nose guard?
Scarlett.
I think the center knows that he's in front of him, to tell you the truth, Al. He's just so quick coming off the ball, so strong. What a great move by Jeff Jardigan to let him play nose guard. Joe Shin has been playing well there, but to make that move is very, very smart.
And Bossier City is forced to call a timeout with 3:25 to go. The play clock was about to expire as they set up a long 58-yard field goal attempt on the part of Tyner. They call timeout. 21-20 is our score.
Al, there's going to be a little bit of buzz in the stadium right now because, you're not going to make this field goal. Let's just call it like it is, all right? And that means that Mitch Allner is going to get his hands on the ball here, and he's going to have about somewhere between 10 and 20 yards of green between him and the first tackler. That means exciting things are about to happen right here. And one of the things that you can get in indoor football, say in AF2 football, is this play right here, because you can't punt it. You have to try the field goal, but you're not going to make it. Actually, if Bossier City's smart, they hit the
I was just going to say, since there is no punting, do you try to kick it from a field goal position, yet punt it, so to speak?
Yes,
like go to the corners,
do.
make it very difficult for a return.
Many teams do.
All right, at any rate, Tyner will attempt a 58-yarder, and now we have a flag.
That's a great move by Bossier City. Great move right there to draw Tulsa offsides. You know, it gives you a little bit more room. I still don't know if you can make it here.
For 90 of the defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 4th down.
But Tulsa needs to give up on trying to block this thing. Let him snap it, get the nice return. Now, there's 5 to 15 yards in front of Mitch Allner instead of the 10 to 20. Big difference.
Here's the boot.
Oh, man.
It's low. Line drive. Allner has it. 5, 10, 15. Met tries to turn at the 17, and that is where he is tackled by Tyner, the kicker.
It's a funny game, isn't it? Mitch Allner a while ago puts a move on a defender who is a good athlete and turns it into a touchdown. Now he lets the kicker tackling. You go figure out. Let's the kicker tackling. I bet the guys are going to give him grief over on the bench about that one.
Well, he's giving himself grief over it, I think. We have another player down. Can't quite identify the player at this juncture.
Good field position here, Al. Tulsa with 3 minutes, 15 seconds to go in the half. Really needs to turn this in, to a touchdown. Defense played well on that series of plays. Now can they turn it in, and get them another touchdown lead here?
Still can't quite see who is down for Bossier City. Let's take another look and see if we can pick it up.
Looked like he just went down there on the snap, doesn't it? Can't tell what happened.
Tries to put the move on Tyner, and Tyner catches him. There you see Sibley, the man who was shaken up, but he is walking off under his own power. And so Tulsa will have it 1st down and 10 at their own 17-yard line. Charlie Higgins is in there. Mitch Allner is in there. Brandon Daniels is in there. Those are your 3 receivers. Joe Fears is your quarterback. He's played the entire 2nd quarter. Ewich played the 1st. Allner, the man in motion, met at the line of scrimmage. They throw it underneath to Higgins. Higgins breaks a tackle and gets inside the 20. Finally, the tackle made by Robinson. But Charlie Higgins makes his first grab of the night, and a good one it is.
Boys, what's exciting about Charlie Higgins right here. Whoop.
Tried to do the Mitch Allner routine.
Did.
So Tulsa's in business at the Battle Wings 20. Allner will be your man in motion. Daniels, the receiver, to the bottom of your screen. Higgins to the top. Fears is going to go to Allner. Interference has to be the call here, is it not?
No, they're going to sell
inadvert.
Yep. Thank you. That's probably the right call. Their feet became tangled. On the right side of your screen, you see number 20, that silver helmet. Was just knocked down there. Another souvenir in the stands, Al. We never get one up here. What's the deal?
Too many fans in front of us would grab it anyway if it came up this way. 2nd down and 10. This is Daniels, the man in motion now. 3 receivers to the top of your screen. Fears goes to Higgins. 10, 7-yard line, first down and goal.
Nice read by Joe Fears. Nice read by Joe Fears. Try to get a corner route and a post route put together. Bossier does a nice job of taking both of them away, so it has to leave somebody open. That's the guy underneath. That's Charlie Higgins. Not much of a move there now, Charles.
Charlie's looking pretty good, though, for being on the shelf for 8 weeks.
He has some excellent feet, doesn't he?
And we have reached the 1-minute warning. The 1-minute warning of the first half. Tulsa leading at 21-20. In an exciting and well-played football game thus far, Tulsa, for the most part, has stayed away from those yellow flags that have, even though they're 8-1 record, I know Coach Bossier has not been pleased by as much laundry that has been accumulated on the floor here in past games.
Hey, you have about 7.5 yards to score the touchdown here. You think there might be a running play here, Al?
Nah. Oh, you knew it. You knew it was coming. You saw it all the way. And he loses the football. And it is recovered by Bossier City. And so the Battle Wings will have a chance now to get the lead.
That was an unforced error right there.
Odom, the man who makes the recovery, and a big dude he is. Let's take another look. The pitch, Daniels.
Well blocked.
Tries to make more yardage, fumbles as he gets hit.
I take that back. It was knocked out. Nice hit. We couldn't see the guy. Is it Robinson there that knocks it out? Yeah, Cedric Robinson. Put his helmet or shoulder right on the ball and knocked it out.
So another excellent scoring opportunity thwarted at the goal line by Bossier City. It happened to the Talons in the first quarter. It happens to the Talons in the second quarter. And now let's see what Tulsa Talons defense can do. Petit, pump fake. He has Stevenson open, but he throws underneath instead because of the rush.
See that, he's open again, but he didn't have time to get it off. That's on your front three right there. Outstanding job. Watch the blue jerseys in the backfield right here.
Shin, excellent penetration. And I was watching downfield. And Stevenson was.
You knew the route
fake
was coming.
got him open, right?
You knew it was coming. Now you're right. We were both watching downfield because you just know he's going to be open on that.
All right, second down and 10. 46 seconds to go. Petit this time has time, throws a wobbly pass downfield and still completes it. And Morris gets away from his defender and scores. Got by Daniels, and all of a sudden, Bossier City turns what looked as if the Talons getting a bigger lead, turns into a Bossier City advantage for the first time of the night.
Jared Petit puts the ball where it needs to be put, Al. No, it didn't spiral. It wobbled. You're exactly right. He gets hit right underneath
There was
the
a reason for the wobble, but he still was strong enough to get it out there.
He is a strong young man. He's a fierce, intense competitor. And the ball goes right where it needs to go. Nice job of 1-3. Put it in there.
And with 38 seconds to go, it's good. And Bossier City leads it by 6. Now we have some flags. Was it post kick?
Let's see what happened on that one.
They say it's going to be against Bossier City. At least that's what Scarlett is indicating. Let's get the indication from the field.
The try is good. After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 70, Bossier City. The penalty will be carried over after the kickoff.
Oh, after the kickoff. Now, Tulsa has 3 timeouts remaining, okay?
And plenty of time.
38 seconds. You know, in AF2 football, it's a lot of time right here. The but is they have to take advantage of it. All those things are nice, but You have to take advantage of this. If you don't take advantage of this, it's a long halftime.
So for the first time tonight, Tulsa finds themselves in come from behind mode.
It's been a long time since Tulsa was behind at home. Even if Tulsa scores here, Bossier City's going to go to the locker room feeling very good about the way they played.
Here's your kickoff. It is high. Beautiful. And well done. Beautiful kick by Tyner, and it got caught momentarily in the net, and the referee decided to call a touchback, and so we'll add 15 yards to this. So I'm guessing, but I'm pretty sure that Tulsa will have it at the 20.
Here comes the call.
We will now enforce the personal foul. It's Bossier City 10 yards from the 5-yard line.
They get a 10-yard penalty.
You're watching LaCie Broadcasting, KWHB TV 47 Tulsa.
You have plenty of time here in the timeouts. Take some chunks and move the ball down the field.
Allner, the man in motion, bottom. Fears with time, throws across to Love, inside the 15-yard line. First down at about the 12.
Kind of disappear behind that wall every now and then, don't they?
Oh, they move it back. It didn't quite cross the 15-yard line. They say he stepped out along the boundary at the 15 and not the 12. Tulsa calls timeout with 29 seconds to go.
Hey, what's your plan here, Al?
My plan is, with 29 seconds to go, I look for Allner underneath and see if he can come up with another nice move. Or okay. Love and Higgins are capable of doing the same thing.
Okay. You know, in the past, when Charlie's been healthy, they kind of do that quick handoff to Charlie, do the quick sweep with him. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he comes with that. That would be a little bit different. A little bit of change here. But, you know, everybody in the stadium is thinking, you know, it's been a while since number 20 had his hands on the ball, so look for him to go Mitch Allner right here.
Pat Tilley not too excited about the way this game has been officiated, or at least on that last play. He's looking for some sort of call in the official's face on both ends of the field. Let's take a look at what the Tulsa Talons will do here on a 1st and 10 from the 15. Again, 29 seconds to go before halftime. Love is in motion. It's going to go deep to Love. Did he hang on? No, incomplete.
Man. What a nice effort by Sean Love, huh?
Stretched out.
Nice touch on the ball. I think we have a shot. And Sean's going to go down the right bottom part of your screen. Going to kind of disappear from us right there.
Well thrown as well.
Yep. Second down. Still plenty of time. Joe Fears is giving him a lot of talk in that huddle. 7 seconds. Then you get the ball snapped.
And he decides to call a timeout, feeling that he was not going to get the play off in time with 24 and a half seconds to go.
That right there fries you as a coach. Now, that just fries you.
Because you never know, now with only one timeout to go.
Are you waiting to kick a field goal now? You know what I mean? Yeah, get in there and call the play, get up there and run it. Coach Foster has them gathered around. You know he's going to have a nice plan here. He has specific things that he wants to do right here. He's talking over with Joe Fears. Looking over his huddle to see who he has available to him. And Coach Foster seems to be rather emphatic right now exactly what he wants.
In other words, don't mess up this one, fellas. And we understand, despite the win last week, Coach Foster got on his team a little bit last week. Well, the Talons are trailing it by 6. They had led it 21-13, but Bossier City obviously back in it now and with the lead. That is Sean Love, so we'll have 3 receivers top of your screen. They go underneath to Allner. Can he beat the defense? This time he cannot. The tackle is made by Robinson on the far side. The clock does stop with Allner going out of bounds in the final minute of the half. But still, it is 3rd down and a long 7.
Now that was not a called running play. That was a pass play. Joe Fierce ready to throw it out to the flat. Hit a couple of guys over the middle there, but he delivered the ball quickly. Try to let 2-0 do something with it.
Fears, pump fakes, has time, looks, goes to the end zone and overthrows the receiver. Intended for Allner. So now do the Talons go for that field goal on a 4th down? Let's take another look.
Really good protection right here, Al. Joe Fierce pumps it, still looking. Excellent coverage right there.
Well, Dotson stays on the bench, so on a 4th and 5, they will go for it. 4th and 6, they'll go for it. Gets the approval from the crowd. Will they approve following the play? Fears is belted by Nixon.
Mix up on the protection right there.
The assignment was missed on Nixon, obviously. Fears goes down, and now with 6 seconds to go, Bossier City has 1 play and a possible field goal attempt following.
I'm not so sure that was a legal rush right there. It's hard. If we could get a look from the side view, we could tell, but Skip Foster was saying something to the official.
So now they are giving Bossier City 3 more seconds to operate here.
They don't need that. And then, now they have 2 timeouts. Now this could be disastrous here.
Poteet goes underneath to Nixon, knocked out of bounds inside Talons territory with 5.5 to go. So, by the way that play was run, we would presume that Bossier City has 1 offensive play to go to the end zone. If they do it quickly, still have a chance to kick the field goal if that play goes awry.
Well, Coach Tilley has made that decision saying he doesn't have enough time, so he's going to try to kick the field goal now.
I think I'd give it 1 more offensive play.
5.5 seconds, you have enough time to go to the end zone. I agree with you. Again, with the change of the rules this year, Tulsa has a chance to block this.
Tyner's kick is no good. It will be fielded by Love as clock winds down. We have a flag on the play, and Love goes down at the 3. See what the flag is about as the time has expired. Tulsa will go to the locker room trailing it by 6.
Now, on this play right here, Bossier City was inside the 5-yard line when it came off, okay?
So obviously there would be 1 play left if the penalty's against Bossier City.
Well, the ball is turned over, and I can't remember how the rule is here. Does Tulsa get to run an offensive play, or do they have to make them kick it again? Tulsa will decline it if they get to kick it again. You know what I'm saying? But if it gives them another
violation of the 5-yard line, number 31 of the kicking team. The penalty is 5 yards from the 5-yard line. We have 1 untimed down.
Now you're going to get 1 play. Now do you kick it?
Wow. Nah, I go for a touchdown. I go deep. Hook and ladder, Dave.
Hook and ladder be good. I never did understand the part about that ladder deal.
Yeah, I understand the hook. Fine.
Got that in there.
Bossier City has decided to call a timeout to discuss this final play of the half.
Didn't have enough players on the field.
27-21 is our score. Talons trailing it by 6. They had the lead at one point, 21-13. But some untimely turnovers on the part of the Tulsa Talons enabled Bossier City to get back in this game and eventually take the lead. And giving up the big play didn't help matters either on the part of Talons defense.
Been a big play offense by the Battle Wings. No question about it.
Now here's our final play. Love is the man in motion. Fears back deep. Gets out of trouble. Loses the football. Recovered by Bossier City. And that's it for the half. And so Tulsa on their last 2 offensive possessions failing to come up with any points. And as a result, we go to the halftime locker room. Tulsa trailing at 27-21. We will have the second half for you in just a moment. You're watching Tulsa Talons football on TV 47. Bossier City leads it 27-21.
On the next harvest, experts like Gary Stewart are revealing the facts about religious terrorism. It's been going on longer than most people realize, and its roots are much deeper than most Westerners are aware of. So what can we expect, and how can we best protect ourselves? Find a clear biblical response in the book, In the Name of God, Understanding the Mindset of Terrorism, on the next harvest.
I'm in Herat, Afghanistan, at one of the largest refugee camps in the world. Around me is unimaginable suffering. The drought, the Taliban, and the war has driven these people to desperation. Every day, thousands come here with nothing. They have no food, no shelter, no socks and shoes for their children in below freezing temperatures. Every night, over 40 little boys and girls die from hunger and the cold. Will you help in this emergency? Please call the toll-free number on your screen. Your gift of $15, $25, $50, maybe even $100 would be so helpful. And Feed the Children will literally rush life-saving food, tents, blankets, and other basic supplies to the children of Afghanistan. Call the toll-free number on your screen right now and help us save a child's life. Please, let the fingers of your heart dial that toll-free number and be as generous as you possibly can. God bless you for helping the children of Afghanistan.
Hi, I'm John Scherer, CEO and founder of Video Professor. Well, I'm the one that makes computer learning quick and easy with these CD-ROM lessons from Video Professor. I'm so confident that my product will work for you that I'm going to send you any one of our $60 lessons absolutely free. If you're serious about learning to run the computer once and for all, try my product.
To get your free computer learning CD, you must call now. Call 1-800-337-5211.
And as we come back, first play, first half, Allner makes a great catch to the 4-yard line. So Tulsa, after getting the kickoff, deferring in the first half, getting the kickoff and a ball on offense in the second half to start it, come forth with an Anthony Buich to Mitch Allner reception, complete to the 4. So it'll be first down and goal for the Talons, trailing it by 6, 27-21. Love is the man in motion for Tulsa, but stays top of your screen. The handoff to Bayless gets nowhere, stopped right there.
You called the first offensive play of the game for Tulsa was the same play, only the other way, and it went in for a touchdown. So Skip Foster comes back and tries it to the left, but to no avail. Comes up, second goal.
There you see the running effort, and Nixon making the tackle for Bossier City. So it is second down and goal from the 4. Buich. Did he get to the end zone? No, stopped at the 1. Foster makes the tackle for Bossier City. So it'll be 3rd and goal from the 1. So the Talons keeping it on the ground for 2 consecutive plays. Here's the keeper.
Last time Tulsa had 2 run plays in a row.
I don't remember a single time, nope. Dave. Will it be a 3rd running play in a row? Yes! Touchdown,
how about that?
Talons.
Forget that throwing the ball.
The heck with throwing it. Bossier City's going to run with it, so are the Talons. They get a touchdown, and they have tied the score at 27.
Again, look at the surge here, the right part of your screen. Big Josh McMillan coming off from the center, cuts off the nose guard. Anthony puts it into the end zone, and now I tell you what, Tulsa needed that, did they not?
Yes,
the way
they
finished the first half really was not enthusiastic play at all to come out and start the second half with really a nice drive. And they had the long pass, but 3 nice plays right there.
Yes, the last 5 minutes of the second quarter was an ugly one for the Talons, but they regroup at the halftime and come out smoking in the 3rd quarter, and they have regained the lead. 28-27 is our score.
Now, you think back again to the first half. Tulsa plays good defense, except for giving up the long plays. So, what kind of adjustments did Jeff Jarnigan make at halftime? You know, what do you do? Well, the things that you talk about is we have to have more heat on the quarterback. All right, guys, we need a little bit more of a pass rush. Let's get our hands in there. Make Poteet throw the ball short. That's what he's going to talk to them. And then we just have to cover them better because their receivers are good. To get some pressure on them, cover them better. Let's get back to getting the ball turned over for us.
I think, for the most part, the rush until that last 5 minutes of the second quarter had been adequate.
Yep.
But you're right. Bossier City adapted to the pass rush on the part of Tulsa and were able to handle that, and that's why they were so successful in that last 5 minutes of play.
Good call. Now, see what they can come up with here. Played inspired offense on that first series, and played inspired defense. Oh, we're laughing now because of one of the promotions going on.
You had to hit the old star, and he was overthrown just a little bit.
He had a year's worth of hamburgers coming. He knew it. He was salivating, and boy, just didn't hit him.
All right, we're set for the Dotson kickoff. Stevenson has been deep all game long. Short will be the short man for Bossier City. The Battle Wings come in at 6-4. Tulsa on top of their division at 8-1. Bossier City is the only team responsible for that blemish on the Tulsa record. And the perfectly kicked right through the middle. No net, no attempt to be made on a return, and so it will be at the 5-yard line. Perfectly placed by Dotson.
And Tony Dotson said, what can I do to help our defense? Let's make the Battle Wings start on the 5-yard line. So he put it right underneath that crossbar and onto the hallway that leads out of the arena. Nice job right
Tiger Woods couldn't have chipped it any better than that.
Very well done. And Tiger's playing about that well right now, isn't he?
The handoff, Foster. Knocked down there by Atkinson. And Richardson was there as well. Bayless in on the stop. Foster gets close to 5.
Did you find that call interesting, Al? The way Shreveport was throwing the ball there the last 5 minutes, they come out and start the run and play.
This is what they like to do. At least their stats indicate they like to run the football and try to establish that. Poteet, the kid at Union High School, is the quarterback of this team, and he leads the league in rushing touchdowns. But Bossier City did a good job of trying the short stuff early, and it It had the Talons up close. They were able to complete some long passes. Because of that, this pass is incomplete, which makes it a 3rd down and 5.
That's really the first time Poteet has been off on a throw like that. Looked like he had the receiver open, Stevenson, and just missed him by a little bit. Sets up the 3rd and long situation here, 3rd and medium, 3rd and long. There's 6 yards to go in arena football. Sometimes it's just not that far.
Richardson, McMillan, and McCluskey are your 3 Talon linemen. Over the middle, 1st down.
Same play. Same play.
I noticed Poteet is still having problems with that center snap. Looked like he had a little bit of a problem, was able to control the football, but let's see.
It looked a little cleaner on the replay. I thought he bobbled it as well coming out. Man, he delivers the ball quickly, doesn't he? From the time he took the snap to the time it hit the receiver in the chest, there wasn't a whole lot of time went by.
Tulsa trying to hold on to their 1-point lead. It's 28-27, clock rolling with 9:20 to go, 3rd quarter. On a 1st down and 10, Poteet back to pass, has the protection, goes deep, and incomplete. Atkinson defensively on short.
Well, Johnny Bayless just unloaded on Sheridan Poteet right there. It was close to being a late hit. The referee was all over it and watched it the whole way. But that's the kind of pass rush you have to have. You have to put some heat on them.
Second down and 10. Ball at the 18-yard line. Been an entertaining football game. Tulsa recovering after a very sluggish end of the 2nd quarter to come out in the 3rd quarter and get a touchdown immediately. Poteet, quick hitter, gets across midfield to Short. Atkinson there on the stop. Atkinson and Short having words.
All right, now we're going to come with a 3rd down play right here.
3rd down and 2.
On the right side of your screen, receiver waits the ball. Again, a nice quick release that Sheridan has right there. Just not a whole lot you can do as a corner. Just break on the ball, make the tackle, and limit your damage.
See if the Talons can come up with some defense. Short is the man in motion. Quickly to Short. 1st down to the 20.
Nice blocking right there. Very nice.
So Bossier City keeps the football, and they get across the Talons 20, just short of the 19. There you see part of the visiting bench being coached by a former NFL standout, Pat Tilley. I know you had an opportunity to talk to Pat Tilley before the ball game, and he's from that area and decided, with a lot of businesses going on, decided to get back into football.
Good man, good football mind. Glad to see him still in football.
Stevenson with a running start. Poteet flushed out of the pocket. We're going to have a holding penalty. Poteet throws.